Hello, my name is Bianco. In this video we will have a look at the ETS vp9 magazines. Those are clear, see-through. This version is in smoke. So the item gets shipped in a polymer bag. And we see there some more information. vp9 and similar model, 21 round. You get it in different capacity, and on the back it looks like that. So simple packaging, and as you take it out, that's basically what you have, and I did address that in the last ETS video. The follower somehow sticks out like crazy, and like this it would not fit into the gun and lock. So that is normal. The spring, as the advice came from ETS, that is normal. The spring needs to set in, so they use a overly strong spring there to have reliable feeding and all that, which is pretty good. And somehow the spring pushes the follower out quite a bit. So what you need to do, and that you should do that usually anyhow, so that the magazine spring can set down. You fill up the magazine and then simply let it sit down for a while, for a week, 2 or 3, so that the magazine spring can settle in on a fully loaded magazine, and then you don't have that problem here anymore. So that is good. Then you can insert empty magazines in the firearm as you want. Second detail is that smoke collar that they newly did bring on the market. So you see really well the ammunition inside there, but it's not too shiny because of that smoked collar. We also see that the writing is a bit uneasy to read, so I usually put it, fancy it out a bit with the white paint there, so you can easily read it. The point is, if you have different of those magazines and they look pretty much all the same, and they are for different firearms, types of firearms, that is a bit uneasy to see how they come from the factory. At least they put it on the Glock magazine. There is nothing. You just simply see that they don't use a red follower usually on the Glock style magazines. Anyway, I always put a bit paint in it so that you see how it is. And we see here on the fully loaded one how cramped the magazine spring is in there, and then it's loaded completely to capacity. As we put it in the firearm, we see it's a slightly extended magazine, tactical magazine with those 21 rounds, but not too far sticking out of the grip there. So still pretty good. Now, last point, we take the ammunition out and see how the follower looks now. I would say, yeah, it's over 2 weeks that they did arrive. So we see how the follower look on that one. I did already test that out with the Smith & Wesson magazines, and that did work out really well. And this one is actually no exception. We see there is quite a difference between the brand new one that never had rounds in it and the one here. It did go down pretty well, and as we insert it by the gun, it simply goes in and out how it should. And the brand new one with the follower sticking out, yeah, sometimes it locks, sometimes not. So for sure the spring needs to settle in, as they did advise. Very good customer service, by the way, from ETS. Many other companies could cut a slice off from that. So so far everything is really well with those magazines. The second one get now filled up too, so that the magazine spring can settle in, and they are in the market for quite some years now, and the first ones from ETS had sometimes a bit problems. I had that too back then, but that is long time gone, and the current made magazines for many years by now are really good. Are they as good as a factory Heckler & Koch German made magazine? Quite likely not. That is a steel magazine, that is a different design, manufacturing altogether, but for secondary use, those ETS magazines are really well, especially as you get them in sizes that Heckler & Koch maybe not make, and the price is outstanding. If you look on a sale, on a deal, you find them usually really on a good price. So if you have a firearm and you look for magazines, check them out. The ETS is for sure a great way to go. So that much about the Heckler & Koch ETS magazines.